Here I am again, actually going to talk about dogs and traveling to Norway, actually moving to Norway. Although if you're planning on traveling with your animal, it's the same thing. So I went back to check to see if there was a video that I had made in regards to traveling with your dog, and I couldn't find anything. And I know that people have been asking, and I looked through my blog as well, and I couldn't find anything there either. So I don't know what's going on. But I'm sitting down here and I'm recording with my computer because my phone, its memory is like gone already. So I'm not even going to try to record from my phone. But this is the way the light's better. So this is going to be quick because I am also going to start working a little bit. So yeah, I felt really bad. So I want to come on here and give you guys the lowdown on what you need in order to move here with your dog. So first of all, you need time. You need time because it's a lot of planning. It's really expensive. For people that are like filthy rich, of course, it's like nothing. But I would say that it costs, you need to save, I would say, just to be safe, my eyebrow, just to be safe, about, I don't know, like $1,000, literally, like when it comes to all the shots, travel expenses, and like everything in between, like a crate or a carrier if you're planning to travel with your dog in the cabin or in cargo. The prices don't really vary so much from cargo to cabin. I think cargo is more expensive, believe it or not. And don't plan on booking your dog if you're going to travel with your dog in a cabin. Book don't book business class or first class. I think pets are only allowed to travel in coach for most flights. I'm not sure if it's changed at all or anything, but that's, I mean, you save money anyway, so it'll be a good idea to do that. Um, it took me personally a year of planning, because it took me a year planning before I moved over here to take care of my things and to take care of my dog things. The most important thing is to have all of your dog's shots up to date, and keep a record of it, every kind of record possible that you can keep. It's better to be safe than sorry. I have here, this is Mochi's like original file with all her veterinary stuff from back in the States. And in here is a little chart of all her shots. And there you go. And in here is just miscellaneous paperwork that I've received from the vets with stamps and signatures and stuff. Everything is going to eventually end up in one package, of course, and you're going to need several copies of that to travel around. You need one copy, one group of copies to carry around yourself, one group of copies to attach to the carrier, and then the original copies. I don't know. All I remember specifically is that I had 3 sets of copies. Maybe one was like just in case kind of a copy, just in case I lost my originals or something. But do keep everything, and keeping your dog up to date is really, really important with all the shots possible. Rabies is really, really important. Also, echinococcus, you'll hear about it if you're planning to move here with your dog. That is really important as well. But the rabies is something else, because this is where all the planning matters, is regarding the rabies. Because after giving your dog a rabies shot, you need to go to the vet within a certain amount of time, and I'm not really sure, it varies between countries. You need to draw blood from your dog and send it yourself to an approved laboratory that is going to test your dog's blood for its defense against rabies. And that's really, really important. It's important for your dog to actually to have the points and the defense necessary against rabies for anything, because you will not be allowed into Norway with a failing grade. And that's one of the attachments that they're going to look for. Let me see, where is it? It's here somewhere. Here it is. It's a FAVN report form, and I have to be careful with this because this is also a group of paperwork that I'm going to take now that I'm traveling back to the States with my dog. She's going with us on vacation and she's coming back. It's this test, FAVN report form, and I had to send it over to Kansas State University, I think, or somewhere in Kansas. And Mochi's passing grade, very good, was a 2.62. And that form is going to look like this. And here are the results. They are glued on here. And here is all of the dog's information. It's very important for your dog to be microchipped because you will not be allowed into Norway without a microchip. You also, before you travel to Norway, you need to make sure that there is a certified veterinarian waiting for you at the airport. And I know that it sounds tiring and excruciating, and the truth is it actually is. But when it comes to the vet, they just check your dog. They check if she's good, if she's healthy. They check her chip number to make sure that it matches all the paperwork, and you're done. You know, you're home free. So in this packet, very important, is basically going to sum it all up for you. And this is why it takes so much time, because you have to do, there's a lot that you have to do back home in the States, and there are things that you need to take care of to make sure that everything required to come into Norway is done as well. So here is basically, it's a certificate from the USDA, the US Department of Agriculture, Food and Agriculture, oh, I can't really remember, but it's the USDA. Yeah, something, food and agriculture, or animals and agriculture. You guys know what it is if you're American. And it has to be stamped, literally. It has to be stamped, and it has to have all of your dog's information as well. You need to go to your local USDA office and get this form done. And in order for you to have this form, you can find the form online. Oh, actually, it is the United States Department of Agriculture. Sorry, I thought there was something else in there. But it's right here. There's all the information. And you basically need the signature and stamp. And this also costs money. So that's one thing. Another thing that you need is a veterinary certificate. And I have this certificate in both English and Norwegian. And it's a basic health certificate, but it's what the Norwegian government requires. And it also has a stamp here, the USDA stamp. Yes, the USDA stamp. And that's 2 pages long. See, it continues over to this page. And yeah, the Norwegian Food Safety Authority has to stamp this. And this was done at the airport when we arrived. So here it has the signature and stuff. Gosh, so hard to see. I'm sorry, but there it is. This is 3 pages. I also included the rabies vaccination certificate, also stamped and signed. Yep. And then, of course, the lab report. That is really, really, really important. Actually, everything in here is really important, but you can't really do anything without that lab report. And it's something that you have to do yourself. You have to Make sure that the blood is packaged correctly and it's cooled. So you have to pack in like these cool packs to keep the blood fresh. And delivery is really expensive. You have to literally deliver it like 1 day delivery. And it takes time for the test. It takes about a month more or less for you to get the test results back. And I remember that was like the most agonizing time I had to see if the dog passed, because if the dog doesn't pass, she has to take more rabies vaccinations, and then I have to wait more, and then I would have had to travel here alone without my dog, and that would have been a total catastrophe. So yeah, this is really important. This is what I had copies and copies and copies and copies of. Here is just so neat. And when you travel with your dog and she's in the carrier, you have to include all, you have to tape. This is what I had on Mochi's carrier because she had a hard carrier. And it has, hello, my name is Mochi, last name, parentheses, chip number. The chip number has to be on every document that you have in regards to your dog. And I wrote, and this is my first time flying. I'm a nervous, small little dog. Please handle me with care, smiley face. My parents are Susana and Andre, last name. My final destination is Sandefjord Torp Airport on March 16th, 2011. My address in Norway is I am flying with my mom, Susanna, last name. My mobile number, US number in Norway, and I wrote my health documents are also attached. So this paper was on the actual carrier that came with my dog. So this is really important for you to have done. I mean, it's something that I did myself. I got this little sticky envelope from UPS, where they stick their things to, see, UPS, they stick their things to packaging and stuff like that when they're mailed. So you can find that at like your local post office or whatnot. But that's basically what you have to do. So moving with your dog literally to another country, it's a long process, but it's not impossible. People do it all the time. People love their animals, and the more time passes, the better things get with people with animals, because they're just seeing as a more important thing now in society, and that makes things easier for everybody because they cater to you, and that's really important. So, well, she's asleep, of course. And you need to really, when you book your tickets on the plane, you need to book space for your dog as quickly as you can, as fast as possible, if possible, right at the time that you're calling to book your own tickets. If you've already booked your tickets, let's say like Expedia or whatnot, just make sure that you call the airline or airlines right away. And I do recommend flying with one airline if it's possible, because now I know that it didn't happen before when I traveled with my dog. Now, if you have different carriers, you have to pay each fee for the carrier. Before it was you paid the fee with the main carrier that you were on, with the main plane, the flight that's the longest, and that covered the rest of the flight costs for the rest of your flights, because I took 3 flights when I moved here and everything was covered. I only had to pay once. But now you have to pay for carriers differently. Might work differently for other planes, but we're flying SAS and United, and I had to pay different fees this time right now when I'm going to LA. So it's not that much. United, it's $125 or $150 one way, and for SAS, I think it was like, I don't know, I think it's like 1,000 crowns or something like that. So yeah, that's more expensive than it is in United. But you really do have to call and make sure that you book your space within the cabin if you're traveling with your dog in the cabin, and book the space in cargo if you're traveling with your dog in cargo. And they're going to ask you for the dimensions of the carrier, and that's really important because they need to make sure that your dog has enough space for its carrier. Obviously, the animals are not transported along with the luggage, even though they're down in the cargo area. There is a special area within cargo that has the same air cabin pressure and air as we do up in the regular cabin. So they try to keep it as nice for dogs and animals as possible so that they can, you know, travel safely. You need to make sure that your dog has plenty of time to get used to its crate or the carrier before you travel, like we've been doing with Mochi. We got her new carrier. We ordered it because we couldn't find it close to my city here, close to my town, but they really like have it everywhere else. But it only took 3 days for us to get it, and she's loving it, you know, so we're really lucky when it comes to that. But if we would have put her in that carrier, like right the day that we would have that we were traveling, it would have been hell for her, and it would be hell for her because we're not there yet. But I did the same when we moved here and her hard carrier. The only thing that happened with my dog that I didn't like was that her nose was shaft here. So she injured her nose because she kept poking her nose through the metal door. And I guess she was just poking out because she wanted to see like where she was, if she could see me or she could not see me, etc. And in regards to the restroom, dogs get really nervous when they're traveling. So they don't really do much. I had a diaper on my dog. She loves having a diaper. She's been used to wearing a diaper ever since she got her first period. So she's been actually fine with her diaper. She's used to it. But if your dog is not used to it, you need to get your dog used to wearing a diaper. They still think that when they squat down, they still think they're peeing somewhere, but it's actually all in the diaper. They don't get it. So I had to change my dog's diaper when I met her in Amsterdam for when we had to switch planes. I had to check her in with oh God, what is it? Oh my God, I can't think of the word when you actually have to show your documents again. Oh, in Spanish it's inmigración, and it's not immigration. It's no, aduana. Oh God, what is it in English? Shoot. Customs. When you have to go through customs, you have to pick up your dog and get her through customs again. So that's when I was able to change her diaper. So, and then I said bye-bye to her, and that was the last plane, and that was Vidros, and then we flew to the airport, and that was the last flight. So, yes, put a diaper on your dog. I mean, if they have to go, they have to go. At least the cage is going to be clean for them, and it's going to be safe in the diaper, whatever comes out. So do diaper your dog. Before 10 days before you travel, there is that other shot that I mentioned in the beginning, the euconococcus or something. And I'm not sure what it's called in Norwegian, but I think I have it here. And of course, I tried to pronounce it on the last video I made about kind of talking about this, but I forget. No, she wrote it to me in English. And by the way, the equivalent in Norway to the US Department of Agriculture here is called Mattylsinet. Mattylsinet, something like that. I might be saying it wrong. It's basically deworming, but it's called the euconococcus shot. And that shot has to be done within 10 days of travel. So Mochi's going to get her shot next week because that's going to be within the 10 days of travel. And when you leave to come back to Norway, she has to take that shot again. So she has to take that shot twice. And it has to be done at a veterinary hospital. And you need to get that in the documents signed and stamped as well as, same old thing. But it's just one shot, and yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. Just get it done. And that's going to be it. you don't, one more thing, you don't want to, they don't recommend tranquilizing your dog or giving it like calming medication when the dog is traveling, because most of the calming medication that is available out there calms their body instead of their brain. So because of the change in air pressure, it's not really safe for most dogs. I think probably if you know your dog and you know what kind of reaction your dog usually has to certain medications and you know that it's safe, then it would probably be a good idea because the dog will be calmer, but it's not recommended. And I didn't give Mochi anything and she was fine, and she's a nervous little dog, even though she doesn't seem like it. She looks like a rag, like laying behind me. That's her. She's hilarious. Look where she's laying down. She's crazy. But anyway, yeah, so that's not recommended, although people tend to do that. But there are other pills, like I said, that affect the brain, kind of like antidepressants for animals, I'm not sure, that I've heard of. And I'm probably going to ask my vet about that when I go and I give her the shot, the echinococcus shot, because like I said, she's really nervous. And especially, this is really important to know, is that if your dog is traveling in the cabin, your dog can't be free in the cabin. You can't even have the bag on your lap. This is what the airlines say. I'm not really sure how it is in reality when you're actually in the airplane, but this is basically what they tell you, or what is written down before you book a ticket for your dog. The carrier must remain at all times under the seat. Under the seat. So that's not that much space, you know. So for a dog to be under there like for 10, 11 hours at a time, I mean, that's pretty sad for the dog, you know what I mean? So maybe like some medication will help Mochi. I'm not sure. We might just try not to medicate her at all. I need to ask the vet. So yeah, and then after you move here and you get the shot again, the echinococcus shot, or when you travel here and you have to get the shot again, you really do need to consider getting this. This is your dog's passport. This is a dog passport. So this is Mochi's now. She has a Norwegian-European passport. And this is all you are going to need to travel from now on. So all this paperwork, all this is just to move here for the first time, or to come here for the first time. After that is done, it's not that much of a hassle, actually. The only thing that's required of the United States is that your dog is vaccinated with the rabies shot at enough time before actually traveling, so that the shot can have an effect, you know, on the rabies. So this is what it looks like, and here's like owner information. Here's a spot to put her picture in, which we haven't done yet, and her microchip number, description. And here is where the vet puts in information regarding the shots and whatever immunizations, blah, blah, blah. And he used another page around here. Where is it? Here is another page with shot information. I'm sorry. And this is where the other shot is going to go to. Everything is recorded in this pet passport, so it's really important that you have this. And I'm taking along all this paperwork, of course, just in case, because you just never, ever, ever, ever know. But this is basically all you need, basically. So if I missed anything, if you guys have any questions, just ask me. Write it down and I'll try to comment. I tried to cover as much as I could here. I think maybe the times are a little iffy for you. I mean, you always have to do the research on your own because rules change. And we traveled here more than 2 years ago, so things might have possibly changed already. So it is very important that you do the research on your own. go online, get everything you need. There are services that of course provide all of this for you, but that's even more expensive than the actual process. So if you have that money, go ahead and do it. And this is for companion animals. When it comes to trading animals and other types of things, it's a completely different process. I have no idea what you need for that, or no idea. So don't even ask me that. Go and do your own research. But I really hope this helped and this answered some questions. And I'm really sorry. I really thought I had a video on this before, because literally, like, I've talked about everything. But I didn't find it, and it's not on my blog either. So I'm really sorry about that. But now it is time for me to go to work, and yeah, it's my computer. So have a good day, everybody. And like I said, I hope this video was helpful. And it's a pain in the butt, but don't be discouraged. Take your doggy with you, because I couldn't be without my dog. Ever couldn't be without her. And I don't even know if no. I can't even think about even coming here without my dog. So yeah, there you go. Goodbye.